Okay, so some strange reason I can't go live on this channel anymore. What the fuck? Thank you. Okay, get this out of the way. Okay, good. That one's good. All right, well, let's do this. There we go. Almost ready. Almost ready. Andrew, how's it going? Hey, Dr. Corey in UK. Oh, UK, UK are lucky. Okay, late tonight. Yeah, I'm just a little bit trying to figure a few things out. Ooh, give me 1 second. Here we go. All better. All right, what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? Okay, mirror camera. Mirror camera, mirror camera. Here we go. There we go. There we go. All right, who do we have tonight? Tonight. John Ward, how you doing? First time here, Mr. John. All right, let's do this. There we go. All right, what do we have? Skywriter, Buck Jr., Ricardo, Allen, Galbrand, XYZ Steve, Farmer Dan, what's going on? Christopher Barr, Gen Xer 99, how's it going? K-Van, Sam, Men, what was that? Menmo, okay. Mr. Kags, Raul, how you doing? Mike in Love, how you doing, Mike? Uh-oh, what did I miss? Living the Dream, Tommy Childs, Lords Over Rain. Okay. Nico, okay. Caballero, Cool Beans, Kevo, thank you there, Kevo. Oscar's House, thank you. David G, J Brev. Okay, Oscar's House, Jay Brev, Oscar's House, Tyrant, Tom, Jimmy Ray, what's going on? Skywriter, Live in Paradise, or is it Live in Paradise or Live in Paradise? I don't know. Kobe, Clay Browning, Jay, Jason, Henry, David Weed. Okay. Andel David, Sam, Mark, Jerry, Tom, Mike, Josephine, Viking, Farmer Dan, Farmer Dan made $940 last week off of $30,000 investment. Thanks to you. Oh, you're welcome there, Farmer Dan. Kind of curious what you did. Mike, good evening. Joey, Brian in Florida. Soft, 626. Okay, Nick Wright, Frank, Market. All right, May, Mr. Dino, Topper, what's happening? All right. Good evening, everyone. My name is James. This is Dividend Stock Talk, brought to you by the 10-Minute Trader. I've been watching and very interested. Thank you, Mr. John Ward. Can't watch every day, but I love the Stock Talk. All right, Aquarius. Sorry for the delay. All right. It is what it is. All right. Okay. So what we're doing here is we're looking at quality dividend stocks to do a simple, easy trade. Now, the reason why I'm doing this is back in 2008, my 9-year-old daughter said, "Daddy, can you teach me?" So when your little girl says that to you, of course, as a good dad, well, at least I like to think I was. Who knows? They all have their own opinion. 4 little kids, I'm sure they have their own little opinion what dad's a good dad or dad's not a good dad or whatever. It's not my decision to figure it out for them. But anyway, Sylvester, Joseph, E-Dubs, what's going on? Paul, Palia, okay. Mike Osborne, hello. Joe Pedro, T-Bear, Michael, Pablo. All right, Leon, you're new here, dude. Welcome. All right, so that being said, my 9-year-old little girl says, "Daddy, can you teach me?" So here I am trying to, invest in the stock market. And my 9-year-old wants to learn, wants me to teach her. Okay. So to teach a 9-year-old, it's going to be simple, safe, predictable, consistent, and no way for her to lose. 5 little criteria. So along with that, we come up with 5 simple rules. They're so simple, there's no need to write them down. But if you want to, hey, here we go. You ready? Rule number 1. Never buy something you do not understand or you do not want to hold on to long term. Now, you're going to have to decide what long term means to you. Because to me, long term's 30 days. I'm retired, so yeah, long term's 30 days. Bird, how you doing? Pablo, Jeremy, Sammy, I see ya. Gen Xer, how you doing? Oh, Load Flow. Hold on. Load Flow made 7% on Marvel last week. Cool beans. Eric Hims up 30% after hours. Going to cost me a small fortune to buy back. All right, Eric, I'm going to take a look at those because I actually have Hims in an account. Okay, and my account is down with Hims, so I'm in the same boat you are. Okay, all right. So, 5 simple rules. Rule 1, never buy something you don't understand or you don't want to hold on to long term. Simple. You don't understand it, you don't like it, you don't want to hold on to it for the rest of your life, don't buy it. It's actually that simple. A good quality company, and just understand where you're putting your money. That's pretty simple. All right, rule number 2, never sell at a loss. Okay, if you understand the stock market, it's pretty easy. It's really not that difficult. Okay? Stocks go up, stocks go down. Stocks go up, stocks go down. That's all they do. So we're going every single week. Monday, we're going to Friday. Monday through Friday. Over and over and over again. Madeline, hi. Christian, hello. In Alan Tapia, hello. Okay, so that being said, rule number 2, never sell at a loss. So if rule number 1 is always buy a good company, rule number 2, never sell for less than what you paid for it. You can always mix, match, move things around. Farmer Dan, I'm going to take a look at those in a minute. Let's pause for a second with the questions while I try to catch up. Rule number 3. This one boggles my mind over and above everything else. Because if you skip rule number 1, then you end up at rule number 3. Rule number 3 is make sure the company is consistently profitable. Now, isn't that one of the stupidest things you've ever heard? Think about it. Seriously. You're going to invest your money. You're going to take your money that you worked for and you're going to put it someplace that you believe is safe and you believe you can get a nice return on it. So why do I have to say make sure the company's consistently profitable? You should already know that. That should be part of rule number 1. Okay? But here's the funny thing. People want to take a look at stuff that's not profitable. And then they wonder why they lose money sometimes. Okay. Arditz says Amazon didn't make a profit for a long time. I really don't think they're continuously profitable. They may not even be profitable. They got a lot of movement, a lot of money coming, a lot of money going. Okay? But anyway, rule 3, make sure the company's consistently profitable. I personally like 2 decades of increasing profits. Now you get 2 choices. Okay? Choice number 1, you go directly to the dividends because the dividend is a portion of the profits that they give back to us. If the dividend increases, that means the profits increase. Because you can't increase your dividend, that's the profit they share with us, okay? If you buy their shares, you are entitled to a portion of the company's profits. That is the original promise made back in 1602. Yep, you heard me right. Hold that thought for 1 second. $1602, the very first dividend stock. They went door to door. Have we got a deal for you? You invest in our company and we promise to share the profits with you. We'll divvy up all the profits. Probably where the name Dividend came from. We're going to divvy up the profit. Besides the point. But here you go. The very first dividend stock, 1602. The VOC. That doesn't do any good, does it? VOC. That was the very first dividend stock company. Rule 2 is stupid. TikTok Hooper. You think that selling for a loss is a good idea? Rule 2 is never sell for less than when you paid for it. And you think that's a stupid idea? Okay. How would you express that scenario? I'm kind of curious. Because to me, I don't like taking losses. If I buy something, I'm buying it for a reason. I'm buying it because I want a portion of the company's profits. Okay? I don't really want to take a loss. If the stock goes down, well, guess what? That's what they do. Stocks go down. Rule number 4, weekly options only. I'm retired. My income's got to come from somewhere. So when you get to here, now when I say here, I mean retirement. Okay, when it's time for you to retire, you take all your money, $1 here, $5 there, $10 there, a couple thousand there, whatever, and you add it up throughout your working life. Okay, my working life was 5 decades. My first job was in 1974 with Old Man Simmons. Old Man Simmons was a farmer. So yeah, I was like 10 years old working on a farm. That was perfectly acceptable in the 1970s. You just can't do that nowadays. But here's the thing. That's rule number 4. Weekly options only. So the money that I have has to give me an income for the rest of my life. I'm not going to rely on Social Security. As a matter of fact, I get my first Social Security check sometime this month. My very first one. I'm actually going to frame it. Take a picture of it, frame it, hang it on the wall. But rule number 5. Make sure all the numbers work. Now, what we're going to end up doing before the night is over, we're going to take a look at some sample trades, and we're going to take a look. Do they make sense? Now, the strategy I'm going to show you, like I said, was created for my 9-year-old. It's a simple, safe, predictable strategy. SanDisk, down 16% last 2 weeks. Well, it's a good reason I don't buy SanDisk. SanDisk is not on my list. Now, we did look at it a couple of weeks ago. I remember saying no to SanDisk. But we'll take a look at it in a little bit, and I'll tell you why I say no. And it's got nothing to do with the fact that it dropped recently. Okay? So, those are the 5 rules. Never buy something you don't understand or you don't want to hold on to. Never sell at a loss. Make sure the company's consistently profitable. Weekly options only. And then make sure all the numbers work. I mean, it just sounds logical. They're easy rules created for a 9-year-old. Because that's the strategy I'm giving to you for free. All right? So, first one on the list tonight is going to be thank you to, who was it? No, it wasn't Marvel. The first one. Right there. Uh-oh. Farmer Dan. Farmer Dan, I want to take a look at that first because you're the first one to comment tonight. I want to take a look at that one, what you did. You got $940 off of 30 grand. That's a nice little return. Okay, for 1 week. All right. Next question. Next one we got would be Marvel. Load Flow wants to take a look at Marvel. Okay, we'll take a gander at it. All right, hold on. We got some questions down here. Amazon has been profitable. Hans, good afternoon. How you doing today? Ardits, what to do about AI bubble How can I turn that into a profit? Okay, Ardits, you're asking me the wrong question. I don't do AI. I only do companies that have at least 2 decades of profits. 2 decades is 10, 20 years. AI hasn't been around for 20 years yet. So as exciting as it may be, I'm terribly sorry. I'm retired. I don't jump into that excitement rink. I don't. I like things simple. I like them safe. And I like them predictable. AI is not. But if you want to know what to do, well, DM me your phone number. I'll give you a buzz and you and I can chat. There's a lot of things you can do, but what's the right thing for you to do? All right. So first one on the list is going to be Marvel. Load flow got 7%. Nice going, dude. Marvel. All right, here we go. Now, you're going to see as I do this, MRVL, that I do everything step by step. 1, 2, 3, A, B, C. It's always the same over and over and over again. I don't change for anything. Now, some of you that are new here, you probably don't realize this yet because you probably hasn't seen what I actually do. All right, I'm going to sit tight right there. Just a brief explanation. Number one, like I said earlier, I am 62. I am retired. So the trading that I do is different than what you may do. Now, my main concern, safety, predictability, consistency, and preservation of my capital. I have 2 criteria for the stocks I pick, and they're very simple. Okay, 2 criteria. Number 1, is the company consistently profitable for at least 2 decades, 20 years? And number 2, weekly options. Because once you get rule 1 in order, okay, make sure the company's consistently profitable for 2 decades, everything else kind of falls into place. And I'm okay with that. Rule 2, weekly options. Because I trade on a weekly basis. I got nothing else to do. I'm retired, so I have to keep myself busy. So I share with you guys. I share with you good people, and I help you out. Some people I help out, and some people just a little bit too much for them. But it is what it is. I'm here every night. Have a question, just ask. First one we're going to look at is MRVL. And I start every single trade, every single one. I don't care who they are. It's always the exact same. A, B, C, 1, 2, 3. Here we go. You ready? MRVL. I'm going to look at 5 things, and these 5 things should take 3 to 4 seconds. That's it. 3 to 4 seconds. Ready? Here we go. High, low, was, is. That's it. What is the high of the year? Because we're looking at the 1-year chart first. What is the low of the year? Where was it a year ago? Where is it right now? And what is the flow? Where has the money been coming and going? You ready? Down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay. Interesting. Great. Now, it doesn't look that appealing to me at this moment in time. You're probably thinking, how do you know? Well, because of this right here. Remember? High, low, where was it? Where is it? Once I take a quick look at this, I see it came down, but look at that jump right there with a gap. Yeah, I'm going to say no to this one, but before I do, let's take a look at the numbers so you understand. Okay? What am I buying it for? 89.57. 89.57, 89.57, 89.57. It's on there 4 times, so it's got to mean something. The last price that traded on Friday, 89.57. It gives us an idea of what we're looking at to start out with. Great. 89.57, we're going to be looking at oh, look at that. After hours, we dropped down to 85.60. All right, well, 85.60 brings us up to 86, which is $6.70. Well, that's more than 1%. So let's take a look at it and see if it makes sense. Now, like I said, I am going to say no to this one only because of what it just did. Look at the 1-year chart first. Then I go to the 90-day. The 90-day allows me to see what has happened in the last 3 months. Now, what am I looking for? I'm looking for patterns, and I'm looking for cash flow. The high, the low, where was it? Where is it? Up, down, shot up. Now, this right here, you see there's a gap. I'm going to zoom in a little bit closer so you get a better view of it, but I wouldn't go any further than this, only because gaps have a tendency to fill. And these blue lines right here we're looking at, that's volume. That's how many people are on the dance floor. Well, here's the average right there. Not much. But look what happened on Thursday, and look what happened on Friday. So yeah, usually when you see this huge amount of volume change, stock shoots up with a big gap, usually there's going to be a pullback. Usually. It's not guaranteed, but there's only 3 guarantees in life. I know you know what 2 of them are. I'm going to see who knows the third one. 3 guarantees in life. Okay, we'll look at YMAX in a little bit. We'll look at AA. No, wait a minute. Is AA American Airlines? No, it's AAL. AA is Alcoa, isn't it? I think so. Anyway, so let's finish up with Marvel. Okay, like I said, I'm not going to do this one myself only because of that right there. And I already have some Marvel, so I'm not going to add to it. We're going to pass this one only because of that. I don't buy at the high, which is where it is at the moment. No, thank you. We're going to move to the next one. Sorry about that. Here we go. Farmer Dan. Harley Davidson. Ooh. Now, I had somebody text me over the weekend about Harley Davidson. Told me he jumped in at 20. He got a premium. Great. And then the stock dropped. And then he sold the 18. Okay, and then the stock jumped up. And he didn't keep an eye on it. And he didn't roll it forward. And he got called away and took a little bit of a loss. Okay. Alan, thank you. All right. All right. Get these all done. Okay. Just try and keep up all the questions. So you guys understand, I'm not avoiding the questions that you're putting up. I do have 9 different platforms. So I'm live streaming on 9 different channels. So if I don't get your question right away, please only put it on there once. I do try to get to every single question before the night is over. So, Harley Davidson. Let's take a look. The high of the year, the low of the year, where was it? Where is it? Down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay, what's happening right now? That's the 1-year chart. Now we want to take a look and look at the 90-day chart, which is the last 3 months. Same thing. High, low, was, is, down, up, down, up, down, up. It gives me idea of movement. Look at the movement. Once, twice, 3 times. Now here comes the next one. Bottom's here, she's shooting up. Great. What's going to happen? Well, we really don't know, but we have a good idea because here's the bottom of the year. And she's bouncing off the bottom of the year. So she was at 17 on Monday. Wednesday, she hit 1950. Now, if you don't know, the difference between 17 and 1950 is $2.50. Not a big move, but on a $17 stock, it's about a little over 15%. So it jumps from 15%, yeah. Now we got profit takings coming back down again. So do you like Harley Davidson? You either like it or you don't. It's pretty simple. Okay, Farmer Dan wants to take a look at yours. So let's take a look at Harley Davidson and see if it makes sense. The bottom of the year's here. We jumped up, pulled back a little bit, 19.20. The 19s are going for 70 cents. That's 50 cents. It's like over 3%. Yeah, that's over 3% for Harley Davidson. But here's the question. Okay, now if I buy Harley Davidson first thing in the morning, 1921. Okay, great. I'm going to turn around and sell it for $19. I'm going to actually sell it for less than I paid for it, still walk away with a profit. The company's over 100 years old. You either like them or you don't. Let's take a look. Remember I said rule number 5, make sure all the numbers work? Well, here we go. High, low, was, is, down, up. That's pretty easy to see. Okay, so let's get rid of this. Let's do a covered call. That's the trading strategy I created for my 9-year-old. Right here, you're going to see every single option trade that we can do. And there's a lot of them. But we're only going to focus on one because I don't want to confuse you, number 1. And number 2, I'm giving it to you for free, so I have to limit my philanthropic, what do you want to call that? Anyway, we're going to do the 19s. There it is right there. I'm going to do just one contract so you understand the concepts and you understand the numbers and you can plug it into your own situation. Because out of the 5,000 to, believe it or not, 5,000 to 50,000 people will come through this channel on a nightly basis. Now, like I said, there's 9 different channels, so it's a wide reach. So out of all those people, I don't think there's 2 that have the exact same goals and the exact same amount of money and the exact same anything. So yeah, it's going to be different for everyone. So if I like Harley Davidson, here's the order, here's what it looks like, here's what it sounds like. Buy 1 covered call, Harley Davidson, HOG. 20 March, that's not right. We want this week's, which will be 13 March. See, that's why I read it out loud. 13 March. There it goes. There it goes. There it goes. Okay. All right. Back again. Buy 1 covered call, Harley Davidson. 13 March 26. That's this coming Friday. So if you understand what a covered call is, basically, I'm buying the stocks first thing tomorrow morning. So I will buy 100 shares at the opening price. Hypothetically, it should be right around 19.20. Hypothetically. Because numbers change. As soon as the market opens, those numbers are going to change. Every 5 seconds, they're going to change, they're going to change, they're going to change, they're going to change. I can do this all day. They change consistently. So just by going over the numbers, buying it at that price, selling at this price, this is my profit, this is my investment. And then we figure out what the rate of return is. It's either a yes or it's a no. Number 1, Harley Davidson. Yeah, of course. Number 2, whatever I buy it for, I'm never going to sell it for less. Okay, number 3, is it consistently profitable? Well, oh, wow. That was a good one. Okay. Cost, my max profit is $41. My investment, cost of the trade, including commissions and fees, $1,859. So let's do some math to find out what the rate of return for 1 week. Because remember, if I buy it, 1921, sell it at 19, I'm walking away at 41. Now, I know 41 sounds small, but walk with me if you will. Okay, you'll understand in a little bit. 41 is profit, 1,800 is the investment. What's the rate of return for 1 week? That we're going to need a calculator. Profit's 41. We're going to divide it by the investment, 1,859. And that gives us a rate of return. Rate of return for 1 week, Monday through Friday. Rate of return is 2.2. 2.2% for 1 week. Think about it for a second. Hold on. I know $41 is not a lot, but here's the thing. It's a 2.2%. And it's something I do on a weekly basis because I got nothing else to do. I'm retired, so why not? So if I collect 1%, that's my goal, 1% every single week, that comes to over 50% by the end of the year. But this trade here, Harley Davidson, we all know who they are, it's at 2.2%. Now, if 1% a week is 50% a year, because it's 52 weeks, 2% has got to be over 100% at the end of the year. If you can get 2% every single week. This is just for 1 week. So I buy it tomorrow morning. I sell it for less than I paid for it. Still walk away with 2.2%. Great. I do that every single week. I'm good to go. So I like 2.2%. We're going to save this one. This is how we save it. Here we go, like this. Pull that up there. Pull this over to there. And then we're going to save it onto our board. And see what we got coming up. Okay, so let's get rid of some of these. There it is. All right, I want to move this over this way because that's a long time ago. Here we go. There it is. And then there we go. Harley Davidson. 13 March. The $19 call option. It's going to give me a $41 profit. My investment's only $1,859 for a 2.2% for 1 week. You either like it or you don't. It's basically pretty simple. Well, that's just freaking weird. What the hell? No. No, that ain't it either. What the hell am I doing here? Oh, there it is. Okay. I couldn't find it there for a minute. Oh, no, damn it. All right, let's see if we do this. There it is, right there. So we are going to do that ain't it. That ain't it. I forget how to use this damn thing. All right. Nope. Ha ha ha. That ain't it. That ain't it either. Nope. You know what? Someone's going to have to teach me how to use that damn thing. All right. So, Harley Davidson, I don't mind. I like Harley. I actually have some, if you're kind of curious. So, let's get back to the beginning, back to where we were. What are we looking at next? Farmer Dan wants to take a look at DraftKings. All right, hold on. Let's see what we have over here. HIMS is up 30%. Saw that one. Eric, we're going to take a look at HIMS in a little bit. But Farmer Dan wants to take a look at a few more. DraftKings. Now, DraftKings is really not on my list. DK and G. And the reason it's not on my list is it doesn't have 2 decades of consistent profits. Okay, DraftKings hasn't been around for 2 decades as far as I know. What do you do with the AI bubble? We already talked about that one. What do you mean? What does it mean with BlackRock stopping withdrawal of funds, showing only 5% quarter one, and how much would they allow in? What does all this mean? Gortai stock market. Oh, for the stock market. Okay, here's the thing. I don't invest in BlackRock. They have a monthly option. I don't do BlackRock. I don't agree with their philosophies, and so certain stocks I just don't do because I don't agree with them. BlackRock is one of them. And what does it mean? They don't allow you to take money out? It's exactly what it sounds like. Okay? They're afraid of something. Okay, second one, DraftKings. All right, here it is. The high, the low, where was it? Where is it? Down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay, that looks lovely. Let's zoom in. Okay, it looks great. High, low was, is. Okay, but look at this right here. Last 30 days. Last 30 days would be the 8th, the 9th, right? There. Okay, that's the last 30 days. High, low. Where was it? Where is it? Look at this. Down, up, down. All right. So why is it dropping now? Why is DraftKings dropping? Think of it logically. Now, people look at the stock market and they don't think it all the way through. 30 days ago, we're up here at 28. Okay? Then, for whatever reason, she drops, gaps down, hits the bottom right there. There's the bottom. Okay, so from the bottom, 21, to where we were on Thursday, 26. Now, don't look at the chart for a second. Think of the numbers. 21 to 26. That's a $5 move. A $5 move on a $20 stock, that's a 25% move. What do you think that means? And don't think of it, oh, it looks like, yeah, of course it's going up, but here's the thing. It went up 25%. So, yeah, it topped out Thursday, and those people who bought it 2021, I'm going to take my profits. Great, now it's coming back down again. And that's all stocks do. They go up and they go down. Now, when she dropped, okay, fine. Now she jumped up 25%. Okay? If it jumps up 25%, people like me and some of you in the audience, you know who you are. Stock jumps up 25%. I'm going to take my profits and walk. What happens? Stock drops. This baby's coming down for however long until it's done. My assumption would be probably somewhere around here, 23. Okay, she jumped up 25%. You get your profit taken, probably down around 23. Then it should go up again, because that's what stocks do. They go up, they go down, they go up, they go down. That's it. They don't come to your house and make you dinner. They don't take the dog for a walk. They don't even wash the dishes or rake the leaves. No, they go up, they go down. That's it. That's all. Went up 25%. What are you expecting it to do? Seriously. You bought something, jumped up 25%. What do you expect? People take profits, stocks drop. Plain and simple. Now we'll look at DraftKings in a couple more weeks, but no, not this week. All right, what else do we have? Riley, R-I-L-Y. Ooh, interesting. High, low, was, is, down, up, down, up, down, up. 748, the 750s go for 78. That's over 5 or 6%. If you like Riley. Let's look at the last 30 days. Oh, last 90 days. Same thing. High, low, was, is. That's it. Simplification. Okay, remember, what I'm giving to you for free tonight was created for a 9-year-old. 9 had to be simple. That's simple. Okay, up, down, up. 748 to 750, 78 cents. 78 cents is more than 1% of a $7 stock. It's almost 10% of a $7 stock. But let's take a look at the numbers. Last 30 days. What do you think? Down, up. That's pretty easy. Adults have a tendency to make this more complicated than it needs to be. It was created for a 9-year-old. A 9-year-old can say, hey, it was here, dropped, now it's going back up again. Went from 6 to 750. That's only $1.50. That's a little over 10. Wait a minute. $1.50 on a $6 stock. That's over 20%. But still, got plenty of room to move. The 750s, nice price. But do you like Riley? I'm writing Riley down for tomorrow morning because I do like Riley. Okay, let's take a look. Get rid of that. A covered call right there. The 750 right there. One contract. Here we go. One contract. By one contract, Riley. Why does that say 20 March? Not supposed to be 20 March. It's supposed to be 13. 13 is this Friday. There it goes. Let's try it again. One covered call, Riley. 13 March. That's this coming Friday. 5 days. The $7.50 stock. $92 is the profit. $658 is the investment. Well, that sounds a little bit better than the last one we just looked at. Let's look at these numbers. 92 is the profit. We divide it by the investment, 658, and that comes to a grand total of 13.9. Very rarely you ever get one this big. But here's the tough question. Do you really like Riley? Are you willing to put money into Riley? Now, I can't tell you what to do. All I can tell you is what I do. All right. That's a tough one. As a matter of fact, I probably wouldn't do the 750. I'd probably drop it to 7 or even 650. Let's look at the 650. That's a safer trade. Okay? Let's take a look at the 650. Edit this. Because the 650 is a safer trade, and I love safety. Because safety helps me sleep easier at night. Same thing again. Damn it. I want 13. 13. There it is right there. Okay, here we go. Ready? One covered call, Riley. 13 March. That's this coming Friday. This is only a 5-day trade. If I buy the stock, I sell the option. Now I'm selling it for less than I'm paying for it and still walking away with over 1%. Now 1% every week is over 50% per year, if that makes sense. $6.50 call option, $65 is my profit, $5.85 is my investment. Calculator again, 65 is the profit. The investment, $5.85. And that comes to a grand total of 11%. It's a safer trade. The stock just has to be above 6 by Friday. Okay? Well, I'm perfectly... yeah, I'm going to do that one. I'm going to do it at 6. Okay. That works for me. And I'm going to save this one because I like this one. All right. Save it with the other one. Here we go. O'Reilly, 11%. That's a nice one. Come on. There it is. What the hell? No. No. What did I do wrong? I did something wrong. I did something wrong. I did something wrong. I have no idea. All right, let's try one more time. I forget what that one was. There we go. A little bit bigger. There we go, right there. All right. One covered call Riley. What the hell is that? One covered call Riley. That ain't it either. Damn it. All right. I have no idea. So anyway, here we go. Riley. Nope, that ain't it. Damn it. No. All right. Riley, 13 March, which is this coming Friday, the $6.50 call option. It's going to be an 11%. Yeah, damn freaking thing. I'll have to figure it out. It's like one of those new toys. It was working fine last week. Then I playing with it over the weekend. I must have done something wrong. Anyway, it is what it is. Let's keep on keeping on. Delete. Back to where we were. Single. There we go. And back here. All right. What do we have next? Oh. All right. What do we have? What do we have? Okay. Marvel was good. Oh. Farmer Dan wants to take a look. IBM. Okay, IBM. I like IBM. IBM. Okay, it was 2.211. IBM. You ready? The high, the low. Where was it? Where is it? Look at it. Down, up, down, up, down, up. That might be a little tough. Let's zoom into that. Actually, no, it's not. That actually looks pretty damn good, doesn't it? 30-day high, 30-day bottom. Where was it? Where is it? Look at this. Down, up. 258, 257s are going for 875. That's over 3% for IBM. But do you like IBM? Look at the 30-day high. Drops. Now she's going back up again. Does it make sense? Do you like the company? Is this something you want to add to your portfolio? All interesting questions. You just got to make yourself, does it make sense? All right. Utilico, how you doing today? So let's do this one too. Why the hell not? Okay, down here, covered call. There we go. The 258 would be the 257.50. That's the closest one. One contract. Okay, there's where my problem was. 13. There it is. 257. There it is. Okay. One contract. There it is. And here we go. IBM. One covered call. 13 March. 257.50. Profits $1,000. The investment is $24,000. Anytime you make an investment, you're going to have some type of risk and some type of rate of return. Well, the risk is, what company are you putting it in? Are they profitable? Are they going to be around 5, 10, 15, 20 years? Is this a good, safe place for you to put it? Well, IBM has been around for quite a while. I think they're not going anywhere, but it's a decision you have to make. I can't tell you what to buy. So let's take a look at the numbers. Okay. So if the profit is $1,000 and $1,007, the investment is $24,743. That gives me a grand total of 4% for 1 week. So here's the thing. Do you like IBM? Do you think IBM at this current price, $253, you think that's a good deal? Now, if I buy it tomorrow morning at the current price, $258, I sell it for $257.50, which is less than what I paid for it, and I'm still walking away with 4%. As long as the stock is above $257.50 by this coming Friday. Stocks only go 3 different directions. Well, they go 2 directions, but the third one is kind of nowhere. Number 1, they can go up. Number 2, they can go down. Number 3, basically nowhere. Basically it stays exactly where it is. So what if the stock goes nowhere and stays at 258.85? Well, I'm selling it at 257. As long as it's above 257 come Friday, I'm making my money. So if it goes up, great. Stays the same, great. It can even come down a little bit because it's at 258.85. And I sold it at 257.50. So what if it drops below 257.50? Well, I still keep the $1,000. I still keep all the stock, so I still own it. So next week, depending on where the stock price is, I can sell another covered call. So I'm going to save this one. It's 4%. Why the hell not? All right, let's see if I get this thing fixed, because I have no idea how to do this. All right, here we go. There it is. IBM. That's not working for squat, is it? IBM. No. IBM. 13 March. 257.50. Here's my profit, $1,000. Here's my investment, 24/7. That's nice profit. And what did we say this one was? 4%. I like 4%. I gotta write it down because I did something to this that's not working right. Okay. No, I don't like that. I gotta fix the damn thing. No idea. All right, I'll fix it again one of these days. All right, so I like IBM. Nice pick. I don't know who came up with that one, but that was a good one. All right, let's get out of that. Let's get back to there and back to here. Okay, so let's answer some questions. SanDisk is down 16% last 2 weeks. Okay, wait a second. Okay, Gen Xer wants to take a look at AA. Isn't that Alcoa? Is it? Alcoa, I was right. Okay, Alcoa. No, I don't buy at the high. Sorry, that was quick, wasn't it? Yield Max. YMAX. Hell no, I don't do monthlies. Monthlies just don't work for me. Who came up with Yield Max? Yeah, okay. All right, so now let's take a look at SanDisk. Is it SDNK? SDNK. No. I don't know what SanDisk ticker price is. So you ignore cyclicals. Not 100%. Okay. So Niculator, good evening. Load flow, SanDisk is down 16% last 2 weeks. Okay. So TikTok Hooper says, so you ignore cyclicals. No, I don't ignore them at all. As a matter of fact, I take a look at them here. Okay, this is my idea of cyclical or cycles. Call it the seasonality chart. Now, what's a seasonality chart? Just what it sounds like. Winter, spring, summer, fall. Okay, all the way over here is January 1st. All the way over here is December 31st. That is a one whole year. The blue line is the movement for this year. This little blue dot is exactly where we are today. This red line represents the movement of the stock for a 10-year period. So they take 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, so on and so forth for 10 years. And they take a look, the high, the low, the average, where it's moving, where it's going, blah, blah, blah. This is the average movement. Shows sideways, up, down, sideways, down, sideways, down, sideways, down. Not the greatest stock in the world, if you think about it. So by seeing what it does normally, this is where we are right now, basically following the same suit. It's kind of like driving, looking in the rearview mirror. You see what it did for the last 10 years, but this is what it's doing now. It either makes sense or it doesn't. So SanDisk, sorry, it's just not on my list. Look at it. It just doesn't look that good. And that's seasonality. That's cyclical, if that's the way you want to look at it. But again, I don't do monthlies. Okay, March, April, July, October. Those are months of the year. Remember rule number 4, weekly options only. I don't do monthlies. They just don't pay the same. Utilico hymns made me profitable after the bell on Friday. Well, alrighty then. Let's take a look at hymns. I actually have some. Okay, here we are. You ready? High, low, was, is, down, up, down, sideways. We're 1574. The 1550s is going for 83. That looks good. But if you got it, you got to figure out. I ask myself every day 5 questions. What did I buy? What did I sell? Where is it at? Where does it look like it's going? What should I do next? It's 5 simple questions. Okay, where did I buy? Whatever you buy it for. Whatever price you pay for it. I just don't feel like bending down. All right. 1574, I'll sell it 1550, pick up 83. Look at that right there. Let's zoom in. Does it look good? Does hymns look good? Now, I got hymns at, I think it was like 52, but I slowly dollar cost average. So I believe my dollar cost average right around here, 24. She dropped again, went sideways. Now we're at 15. Now, somebody said it jumped up. So after hours, you get 1888, and there's nothing there for the ask. So we won't know what's happening with hymns until tomorrow because something happened after hours. Alrighty. Agnes, when do you know when to sell it or keep it for a minute? Okay, Agnes, here's the thing. You're under the impression that I'm buying these stocks to hold on to them. No. I'm exploiting them. That's a good term. I'm exploiting them. As the stock drops, now what's she going to do? She's going to go back up again. Because that's what they do. They go down, they go up. Great. Well, if I buy it at this price, sell it at that price, I get that profit right there. Do I really care if somebody takes the stock away from me? No. I'm just looking for the profit. That's it. I mean, I will keep it in my repertoire. I'll keep it in my portfolio. And I will buy it and sell it as it dictates. And what do I mean by dictate? Well, I don't buy at the high. I wait for the bottom to show up. Then as she turns around, goes back up, that's where I jump in. So I will keep my eye on HIMS. And as soon as she turns around, goes back up, then I'll jump into it. I only pick stocks I have no problem holding on to. But I don't buy them to hold on to them. But if I do, I want to at least be profitable. At least make sure that they're increasing their profits every single year. All right. What do we have over here? Questions. Yes, Eric is at 30% after hours. We can't see it until tomorrow, which is fine. James and Dad Cook. Buy cybersecurity stock at the open. Yeah. CLOQ at 18 cents? Hell no. Okay. CLOQ. Cyber Technologies. Yeah. All right. Two things. Number one, it's below $1. No, thank you. Number two, it has no options. Number three, I only buy stocks that have 20 years of increased profits. Now, I wish you the best of luck. I don't tell people what to buy and sell. You got to remember where I'm coming from. I'm 62. I'm retired. So if this goes the wrong way and I have to hold it longer than I want to, what am I supposed to do for income? Now, it may work for you, for those of you who don't need weekly cash flow. I'm terribly sorry. I do. I'm retired. However much money you think I have, I don't. I have enough that keeps me living a very comfortable lifestyle. And I don't want to risk that for anything, especially a company I've never heard of. Let's keep on going. Horseman. Sell calls against my stock until it's at the price I want to sell. Excellent idea. Rudy, how are you? Rise and thrive. Thank you for all your financial advice. Appreciate it. Well, it's not really financial advice. It's more education, showing you, the terms, what's what you're doing. It's not financial advice is telling you what to buy and sell. No, I don't do that. I just look at facts, figures, and numbers and just repeat them. That's it. John Buhay, PHM, Pulte Group. I knew this one, PHM. Here we go, Pulte Group. All righty. The high, the low. Where was it? Where is it? What is it? Down, up, down, up, down. Okay. Now, don't get me wrong. Pulte Group is on my list, but look at the last 30 days. Last 30 days would be right here. Here's the high. Here's the low. Here's where it was. Here's where it was. Simple. Simple. Look at it. Up, down. Now, this thing is going to continue going down, John, until it finds the bottom. Okay, the 128 right now is going for, 2%. Great. But I don't buy things as they're dropping. Now, no matter how many videos you watch of me, you'll see me doing the exact same things over and over and over again. Okay, what I'm looking for is for the bottom to show up. It may be tomorrow, maybe the next day. I look for the bottom, 2 days to the upside, 1 day, 2 days. And then on the third up day, that's when I will enter. 1, 2, 3. On the third day, I'll jump in. I can never pick a bottom. So although this looks good, we'll put Pulte Group on the list for next week. PHM. Can we just wait for the bottom to show up? Okay, what do we have next? Okay, what's your portfolio? How much did you flip your whole life? Okay, Ardits, you realize I've been trading for 3 decades. 3 decades. So for me to give you a number, how much have I made over the last 30 years? Yeah. Number one, it's really none of your business. Okay. Number two, I really don't keep track. My main concern is if I have $200,000 in my account, my goal would be $2,000 for the week. That's 1%. If I have $500,000 in my account, my goal would be $5,000 for the week. That's the only thing I keep track of. I don't keep track of anything else. Now, I did keep track of how many losses I had last year. It was 4 of them. Okay. Hymns, maybe profit. Okay. Agnes, thank you for that. Low rider. History. Sell when it's up, not down. Hey, I agree with you. Keel Perry, good afternoon. Low rider legend. All right. Sabrina Thompson, hello. TikTok Hooper. Williams O'Neill, one of the gurus of investing. Sell after 8% drop. Your theory will have you holding. Yeah. No problem with my theory whatsoever. And the reason I have no problem with my theory whatsoever is rule number 1. Never buy something you do not want to hold on to for the rest of your life. So why else are you buying a stock? As an investment. Because you think it's a good place to put your money. Are they consistently profitable? See, TikTok, Hooper, that's what you're forgetting. Okay? General Motors, Ford, IBM, AT&T, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, General Mills. There's so many, I keep forgetting them. We'll go into that more often. So you want to sell 8% loss, more power to you. If I took an 8% loss on anything, I would have to wait 8 weeks, which is 2 months, to regain that money back, and I would lose 8 weeks of profitability. Because even as a stock drops, I'm still bringing in money. That's one thing you're forgetting. Say, I bring money in every single week. Let's go to HIMS for a second. I want to show you something. HIMS. Okay? Now, I bought HIMS at 52, right here. And then she dropped. Now we're at 1574. That's a hell of a lot more than an 8% drop. Okay? But here's the thing. Remember, I jumped in originally at 52. I dollar cost average 4 times. So now my average price is 24. Okay, so let's zoom into that. Here's my price, 24. So at 24, what strike price do I need to sell to bring in 24 cents? Because 1% of 24, my dollar cost average, 1% is 24. Okay, great. So am I going to do the 15? No. Am I going to do the 16? No. Am I going to do the 16.50? No. I'm going to do the 17. The 17 right there is bringing in 26 cents a share, which is over 1%. See, the funny thing is, now don't get me wrong, I have no idea who that guy is. But still, if hypothetically speaking, I buy it at $70 because that's the high, and you buy it at 15, okay? I buy it at 70. You buy it at 15. Who's getting the higher dividend? Who's getting more dividends, me or you? It's an interesting question. Let's say I buy 1,000 shares at 70. 1,000 shares at 70. And you buy 1,000 shares at 1574. Let's say they pay out a $1 dividend. Who's getting more, me or you? Neither. We're getting both the exact same amount. However many shares you own is equal to the amount of dividends you receive. So if I have 1,000 shares and you have 1,000 shares, we're getting the same profit. The portion of the profit is the dividend. So if I'm collecting on 1,000 shares and you're collecting on 1,000 shares, it's the exact same amount of money. Now, where you might beat me is here. If you're in at 15 and I'm in at 70, I'm going to sell 3 strikes out of the money. Right there. I'm going to bring in 1%. Okay, fine. You're going to sell at the money, which is 83, which is more 4%. So that's where you beat me. But I really don't care because I'm still making my 1% every week. That's my goal. Simple, safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week. I'm not greedy. I'm not going for 4 to 6%. I'm not. I'm going for 1. 1 is easy to get. I like simplicity. I like profitability, and I like safety. If the stock drops, I'm not selling. I don't care what it does. Steve, we'll take a look at Starbucks in a bit. All right, James, thank you for that. Horseman, thank you. Rudy, Rise and Thrive, thank you for that. John Bohe, we looked at that one. That guy wants to take a look at MDT. MDT is Medtronics. Let's take a look. MDT. No. Now, however, I will keep my eye open for Medtronics because as she's dropping, you're going to make the most money in the stock market buying low and selling high. So as this baby is dropping, once we show up to the bottom, is it a good company? Well, yeah, it's Medtronics. It's been around for a while. Okay, once she hits bottom, she's going to turn up and go back up again because that's what stocks do. You got investors like me and a couple other you guys out there. Ooh, Medtronics at 90? Hell yeah, I'm going to buy it. Medtronics at 80? Why the hell not? Medtronics at 70? It's going to hit the bottom and it will turn around and go back up again at some point. When that going to be? Well, we don't know, but it will show up when it's ready. MDT. So that could be any time this week. Sorry about that guy. Oh, Curly wants to take a look at Campbell's Soup. CPB. Okay, again, Campbell's Soup. It's at the bottom of the year. Well, let's zoom into that because it's basically going to be a no until she turns around. Last 30 days. Shoots up, pulls back. The bottom was Friday. Again, do you like the company? If you do, wait for the bottom. It could be Friday. It could be Monday. It could be Tuesday. It could be Wednesday. But if you like it, watch it every day. It's not that huge of a scenario that I'm asking you. Think about it. You get up in the morning, you brush your teeth, you have a coffee, you go out for a jog, you take a walk, you take the dog out, you take the trash out. You do X, Y, and Z every single morning before you get on with your day. Why not open up your account and take a look? All right, what did I buy it for? What did I sell? Where's it at? Where's it going? What should I do? It's not that difficult. It's a 5 or 10 minute strategy that you do every single day. Because think about it. You take a shower every day. Why not tend to your money every day? If you got a dog or a cat, you take care of that every day. If you have children, you probably take care of them every day. So why not take care of your money every day? It's only 5 or 10 minutes. You open it up. What did I buy? What did I sell? Where is it? Where's it going? What should I do? Oh, Brett wants to take a look at Costco. Now, Brett, I can tell you no right off the top before I even pull it out. The only reason I say that because I don't buy stocks that are $1,000. I don't. See, I get the same rate of return on a $1,000 share as I can off of a $10 share. I'm terribly sorry. I grew up in the 60s and 70s. I grew up dirt-ass poor. If I get the same return on a $10 stock as I can on a $1,000 stock, I'm going to pick the $10 stock every single day. Okay? Up, down. Yep. I don't do $1,000 stocks. Sorry. Google hasn't been profitable in years. Wait a minute. Sorry. Google has just recently started paying dividends. So it's not really, on the list. Justin, how you doing? Sir Mac, what's happening? Low rider, weekly options. Absolutely. Now, the only reason I say weekly options are good for me, well, that works for me. What are public companies with 2 decades of profits? Holy shit. Newbie alert. All righty. Well, let's take a quick gander because apparently TikTok Hooper doesn't know certain things. There's nothing wrong with not knowing. Really, there isn't. Let's take a look at, nope, not that. Let's take a look at, dun, 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 dun. Now, this is just for the month of March. Okay, TikTok Hooper, are you ready? All right, hold on. Okay, TikTok Hooper, this is for you. This here is what is called an EX Dividend calendar. It's like any other calendar. The month of March, 2026. The first, second, third, fourth, blah, 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 Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, blah, blah, blah. These little green dots, they represent companies that are consistently increasing their profits for 25 years. 25 years. That's a quarter of a century. Are you ready? What do we have? We have Sherwin-Williams. We have McDonald's. We have Pepsi, Genuine Parts Corporation, Kimberly-Clark, Coca-Cola, CB, Chubb Corporation, Albemarle, ADP, Nordson, Walmart, Medtronic, Lennar, Stanley Black & Decker, BDX, I have no idea what that one is. T. Rowe Price, Cincinnati Financial, Ben Franklin, Illinois Toolworks, Nucor, ADP, Cardinal Health, Fortis. This is just for this month. We can go back and look in February. What do we have in February? February, Bro, Grainger, IBM, KView, Target, ExxonMobil, 3M, Smuckers, CTAS, Consolidated Edison, PPG, Aflac, ADM, so on and so forth. This is just companies with 25 years of profits. Okay? What I'm looking for specifically is 2 decades. So that list would include Dividend Kings, 5 decades of consistent profits, Dividend Aristocrats, 25 years increased profits, Dividend Champions, a quarter of a century, 25 years, and then you have the Dividend Contenders, 10 to 24 years of increased profits. So you want to know what companies have 2 decades of profits. Dude, I just gave you 5 lists, right? 4 lists to have over 300 different companies that are consistently profitable for 2 decades. Talavera, hi, is first on Marvel. We already did Marvel. Aaron, no. Okay, thank you, Aaron. Enza, hey, Enza, I noticed that you scheduled up a phone call, so I'll be calling you on that. I forget which day it was. I think it was Wednesday, I think. So, out of curiosity, if you want to have a conversation, no problem whatsoever, no pressure, I won't try to sell you anything. Go to the website, just schedule a call. I'll give you a call. DM me your phone number. I'll give you a call in the morning. Hell, DM me your phone number tonight. I'll give you a call tonight after the show. I'm done in a half hour. Ooh, 11 o'clock. Okay, well, we're getting closer, aren't we? All right. Sebastian. Brett Lewis. My broker says it's now 87.48. Okay, Brett, terribly sorry, dude. I got 9 channels going, which means I get a whole bunch of different sets of questions. So I'm not 100% sure what you're talking about, 87.48. Marvel had lost 2 of the last 3 years. Okay. Marvel had losses. MRVL. Okay, so TikTok Hooper. You want to take a look at Marvel 2 years ago. I have no clue why, but you do what you think is right for you. Let me tell you what I'm going to do. Okay? I do this every single night. You're relatively new here. Okay, fine. But here's the last 1 year. I don't look 2 years ago because 2 years doesn't mean anything to me. Okay, I live my life 1 day at a time, 1 week at a time. Where's it at now? Right there. Where does it look like it's going? Well, it looks like it's going to pull right back again because of that big, huge jump. But here's the high last year. Here's the low. And down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay, fine. I don't buy stocks using 2 years or even 3 years. I honestly don't. See, you think I care what happened 3 years ago? No, I don't. How does what happened 3 years ago affect what it's going to do for the next 5 days? It's a serious question. How does what happened 2 or 3 years ago going to affect the fact that you have this big, huge gap up, you have all this volume, okay? You can say whatever you want. My assumption is going sideways, big, huge jump, there's going to be profiting. It's just an assumption, okay? So rule 1, never buy something you don't want to own long term. Now, I got no problem buying and holding on to Marvel. I just ain't going to do it now because I never buy anything at the high. I don't. I have certain rules. And rule number 1 is never buy at the high. Okay? Kansas City Chiefs wants to take a look at BX. BX. Isn't that Blackstone? BX? BX. Blackstone. All right. Ooh, interesting. Look at that. High, low, was, is, down, up, down, up, down. What's going on there? Let's zoom in. Does it look decent? Hell no. She bounced up, now she's coming back down. No real direction. So not this week. Because see, I buy 30-day bottom, 2 days up, Wednesday, Thursday. Let's zoom in that a little closer so you get a better view. Okay? Tuesday was a 30-day bottom. Okay? Wednesday, 1 day up. Thursday, 2 days up. Now, my rule for me, 3rd day up off of a bottom, that's when I jump in. But nope. Now I have to wait for a new bottom to show up. So for BX, Blackstone, nope. Usually irritated veteran. I love that name. Usually irritated veteran. I'm a veteran, but I don't get irritated that easily. But VRT, let's take a look. VRT. Vertiv Holdings. Never heard of it. But here's the thing. Not this week, not for me anyway. I mean, you got a gap up here. She jumps up. Here's the high, basically going nowhere, just going sideways. No real direction. Now, we check every week. Last week we checked, there was 10,943 companies. VRT just doesn't make it this week. Sorry. It's a no. That's a no. All right, next. What do we have next? MU. Lawrence likes Micron. MU. Okay, look what's happening here. Here's the high. She drops back up, back down. No. Wait for the bottom. If you really like it, okay? Up, down. There's the bottom right there. Don't get me wrong. I've invested in Micron many times, but I will not buy at the low because I don't pick lows. I wait for a bottom, 2 days up. On the 3rd day, I'll jump in. So no, Micron, not today. Ooh, Fancy Face, oh, that's an energy company. I don't quite remember because I don't buy it. Bloom Energy, same thing. Here's your top, big drop right there. If you like Bloom Energy, wait for the bottom to show up. Okay, here's the top, here's the bottom. Up, down, up, down. She's coming down at the moment. Where's the bottom? When the bottom shows up, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Taco Eater, I tried to roll hog on Friday with 0 open interest. You should have given me a call, dude. Yes, Ryan, Harley Davidson's having a tough time. Oh, Casey, bring up 5-year on Harley. Why? No, it's a serious question, Casey. I don't buy anything and hold it for 5 years. So why am I looking 5 years ago? I may have bought Harley 5 years ago, but I don't hold it. The longest I've ever held anything is 18 months. Okay? And the only reason I held on to it for 18 months, because it gave me 1, 2, 3% every single week for 18 months. Okay? It was not Wells Fargo, WBA, which is Walgreens. Okay? It was awesome every single week. Walgreens. I watched the baby drop. But I made 1 to 2, 3% every single week. Yes, Ryan. Harley Davidson does, in my humble opinion, a major issue. There's no cool Gen Zs. There's not a Gen Z. That's cool. The last cool person we saw was Vin Diesel. Vin Diesel's a cool motherfucker. He is. But did he drive a Harley? No, not really. So who is taking the place of the Terminator? Terminator jumped on a Harley. Okay, great. That worked. Tara Garcia, how are you today? ¿Cómo está? BEK, Taco, you tried to roll. Okay. Ooh, Aaron wants to take a look at Procter Gamble, another 5-decade profitable company, over 100 years old. Why I got no signal? There it is. Okay, good. Procter & Gamble, same thing. No. Wait for the bottom to okay? Right there. Look at that. Wait for the bottom to go up. If she keeps dropping, what? Okay, that's plugged in. Everything's plugged in, okay. Why am I having issues? Okay, same thing. Here's the high. Here's the bottom. Now, don't get me wrong. I love Procter & Gamble. They've been in business over 100 years. They are a dividend king. 5 decades of consistent profits. You hear that one? 5 decades of consistent profits. JT, how are you? Steve, thoughts on Starbucks? S-Buckies. Love me some X-Bucks. Here we go. Now, this could be interesting. The high. Look at that. Almost have 2 highs. The low, where was it? Where is it? Look, it's down, up, down, up. Yeah, what's going on there? Last 30 days. What do you think? High, low, is, up, down, up. Okay. It could keep going. 99s and 99s are going for 146. That's over 1%, isn't it? Let's take a look at Starbucks. Why not? Starbuckies, the 99s, right there. 1 contract. There it is. Now, here we go. Starbucks. 1 covered call, 13 March. That's this coming Friday. The $99 call option. Well, it starts at $98.99. How much closer do you want to get to 99? $98.99 is about as close as you're going to get. It's $387 profit. $9,500 is the investment. What rate of return is that? $387 profit divided by the investment. 9,513 comes a grand total of 4%. Who came up with Starbucks? Starbucks. XYZ Steve, I'm more like a 2-year-old. Ooh, that might take a little bit longer to explain to you. Do you know what volatility is? You do know I've been trading for over 30 years. Of course I know what volatility is. I know a hell of a lot more than you think. Anytime, Kevin, you want to go 1-to-1 on intelligence and what I know and what you know, bring it on. Drop your phone number, we'll have a call, and you'll see exactly what I know. Hell of a lot more than you think. But I don't pay attention to volatility in a trading strategy created for a 9-year-old. Okay? You're missing that part. It was created for a 9-year-old. Simple, safe, predictable, consistent, 1% per week. You want to talk volatility? Why not we just talk about the, how about the Black-Scholes pricing methodology for standardized options? That's a good thing to talk about. Or how about the Fibonacci retracement? Or 30-day moving average as opposed to the 50-day moving average underlined by the 20-day moving average. We could talk a lot of stuff, dude. No, I did not talk about volatility with my 9-year-old daughter. Simple, safe, predictable, consistent. Only adults have a tendency to make it more complicated than a 9-year-old would. So no, I know what volatility. So 4%, I like 4% for Starbucks. I actually like Starbucks. Not that I go there, I just like the stock because it performs very well. But I think this is number 4 for the night. Come on. Number 4. Starbucks is 4. Yep. Okay. Here we go. Starbuckies. There it is. The Starbucks. All right. Starbucks. 13 March, which is this week. The $99 call option. Okay. 387 is the profit. 9,500 is the investment. That is a 4% return for 1 week. Now, here's the kicker. Only if you actually like Starbucks. Never, remember rule 1, never buy something you do not want to hold on to. We got one more to go. One more. We got 5 a day. 5 a day. What do we have? All right. GG, VVPR. Never heard of it. Never a good sign when I say I never heard of it, because it's usually going to be a no. But we'll give it a look at it. Okay, back to that. Back to this. Okay, VVPR. Vivo Power. No. That was quick, wasn't it? March, April, July, October. I don't do monthly options. Rule 4, weekly options only. Charles Halo, rate my portfolio. It's 100% VT. Good for you. I don't put 100% into anything. About to hurt your feelings. Ooh, what are Eldon Pharma? You got to give me the ticker symbol. Okay, about to hurt your feelings. LARP, 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 SOAR. All right, thank you, Daniel. You got your intelligence level. Wonderful. Fun Robert. I like that name. Kooky. All right. GG. We just looked at VVPR. No, I don't do monthlies. Cam Goings. Okay, nice to see you. S'mores, how are you? Ooh, Occidental Petroleum. That's a nice one. OXY. We haven't seen that one in a while. Nope. Here's something for you. Who came up with that one? S'mores. All right, here's one for you, S'mores. Are you ready? Okay. Occidental Petroleum bottomed out at 43 30 days ago. Now we're at 54. Okay. Holly doesn't go up this week, rather drops. War Recession Oil. Are you holding? Of course I am, because it's lower than when I paid for it. Okay. All right, we did BE. That was a no. Niculator wants to take a look at Mara. I like Mara. Eagle Poultry Group looks to be at almost 52-week high. Okay. SMCI, hell no. Tommy Gunn, you've been here before because I remember that name. And last time you were here, I told you SMCI is not consistently profitable, so why will we look at it? Sorry. We got 20 minutes left. I'm not looking at something that's not profitable, especially after you've asked me about it before. Give us some tips on tax season. You want a tip on tax season? You need to talk to a tax professional. Not tax professional, a tax strategist. Tax strategist will show you how to set up your account so you don't have to pay taxes, or legally reduce your taxes as much as possible. Now, before we get into that conversation, you really need to talk to a tax strategist, not an accountant, not a tax preparer, not H&R Block, not any of those. A tax strategist. Denny Murray, UAMY, UAMY. I've never heard of that one. UAMY. Interesting. I got a minor problem with this. This thing was at $1 a year ago. Something that's at $1 a year ago, I have a hard time believing it's got 2 decades of profits. Okay, Utilico, we already looked at HIMS. Aaron, Walmart and Procter & Gamble. We looked at Procter & Gamble already, but Wally World we haven't. Interesting. Okay, Wally World's in a downturn. Okay, 30 days ago we're at 116. Shoot up to 134, back down 122, back up to 129. Now we're at 122. Up, down, up, down. It's coming down. Wait for the bottom, wait for it to turn around, go back up again. It's not that difficult. I don't know why people want to jump in and just assume they're going to make profits all the time. So TikTok Hooper, if Harley Davidson doesn't go up this week, rather drops, are you holding? Of course I'm holding, because it's less than what I paid for it. I refuse to sell a loss. Hey, Cotton Express, going to be a bad day tomorrow, so I'll catch you tomorrow night. All righty then, that ought to be fun. I'd like to see what happens myself. Okay, no messages. We're good there, good there, good there. What do we have down here? Ooh, okay, he's got some more questions down here. Chandler, greetings from Arizona. Well, greetings from Florida to you. Cameron, thank you. Hello. All right. You're doing God's work. Thank you. Nice. Are you looking at any oil stocks right now and what's going on? No. Let me explain. So Nice45 wants to know if I'm looking at oil stocks. I'm going to say no, and I'm going to show you what I'm looking at. Are you ready? Okay. This right here is what's called an EX dividend calendar. Basically, what it shows you is the stocks that are paying a dividend this month. Look at them all. There's 57 here, 97 here, 96 here. It's got to be at least 30 here, 25 there, 15 there, another 18 there, another 22, another 25, 25, about 30, about 20, about 50. These are companies paying dividends. In order to pay a dividend, you have to make more money than you're paying out, because a profit, the dividend is the profit that they share. As long as the company's profitable, they will pay out a dividend. And if the dividend keeps increasing, that's what I'm looking at. Do I look specifically? No, because tomorrow we have all of these companies. Let's take a look. What are they? All right. Let's take a look at all the companies that are paying out a dividend tomorrow. Tomorrow's the EX date. You ready? Apple, AMP, BSRR, BX. Hey, that's Blackstone. CBNK, CQP, CWT, DLX, ETR, GLP, GROW, GW. Oh, that's Granger. HAFC, HBCP, HBT, blah, 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 blah. All of these companies are paying out a dividend tomorrow. Does it say who's in oil stock? Does it say who's in telecommunications? Does it say who's in utilities? No. All it says is these are the companies paying dividends. I really don't care what they do. Are they profitable? Are they offering more than 1%? That's the only thing I'm interested in. Monroe, how are you doing today? Monroe, you want to chat, send me your number, I'll give you a call. But here's the thing. If you think you're talking to me through an email, text, Instagram, Snapchat, anything, if you think you're having a conversation with me, I can almost guarantee 100%, no, you're not. Because I only do the telephone. That means you leave me your number, I will call you. You go to the website and you sign up for a phone call. And I will personally call you. I don't do text. I don't do emails. I don't do any of that stuff. So if you think you're having a conversation, no, it's not me. Last I knew, there was about 65 people pretending to be me. So yeah, if you think you got an email from me, you're being scammed. Because see, I don't do that. That's why I tell you, you want to have a call? Send me your number. I will personally. Me, personally. I'm not going to pass it off to someone on my team. No, me personally. Okay. Adrian, how to read order flow. You need to be a little bit more specific about that. V, how are you doing today? Thank you. Malik, the coach. Nice to see you. Blue Phenom. All right. Puck, how are you doing? The guy, 1, 2, 3. Cotton Express. They go sideways too. You even said it. I said, all right, I'm not gonna have that argument with you, Cotton. Shivaham, 2300 SPY. I don't do SPY. Sorry. PLTR walked my dog. I'm sure it did. Hollywood, NUBRU. I never even heard of that one, dude. All right, we got 14 minutes left. What else do we got? Okay. Here's Alex. Alex is in the house. Hey, it's Papa Bear. Can you take a look at BBWI? Ooh, let's take a look at BBWI. Is that Bed and Bath Body Works on BBWI? Bath and Body Works. Okay, here we go. Here's the high. Here's the low. Here's where it was. Here's where it is. Look at the motion. Sideways, down, up, down. Did you like that one, Cotton? Sideways, down, up, down. They don't go sideways. You know, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, blah, blah, blah. It looks like it's going sideways, but it's not. Call it channeling. Staying between 26 and 33. That's channeling. Anyway. All right, so last 30 days. What do you think? Up, down, up, down. I don't buy the low because I'm waiting for it to find the bottom and turn around. Brett, Riley has no premiums at 6. I'm a little bit lost there, Brett. Okay, Brett, a little bit lost. Here's Riley right here. The current price right now at this moment is $7.48. The $6 option right there has a $1.04 premium. So there is a strike price right there, 6. It's $1.04 at the moment, the Riley. Checking in for class. How you doing, Riley? Enza, Brett D. Lewis. Why? Okay. All biz. It's going to be a red therapy tomorrow. Okay, we'll see. Premium is 2.5 at 7. Okay. There's nothing wrong with doing the 7. Brett, okay? The 7 is at 0.72. I don't know what you're looking at. You might be looking at after hours numbers. These are regular hour numbers. Now, we won't know what's going to happen tomorrow until tomorrow morning when the market opens. The market opens at 9:30. All these numbers are going to change. But at this moment in time, 666, 712, the 6s are going for 104, and the 7s are going for 72. I don't know where you're getting your numbers from. I could be wrong. You know what? Let's go to Yahoo Finance. Yahoo Finance. Okay, we're going to Yahoo Finance. We're going to pull up Riley and see what Yahoo Finance says about Riley. Okay, RILY. Give it a second. Okay, options. Here we go. BRC Group Holdings, Riley. Current price, $7.48. Okay, strike price. Check this out. Here's the strike prices. 1, 150, 4, 450, 5, 6. The bid, 104. The 7, 72. So I don't know where you're getting your numbers from. So that's Yahoo Finance, and the other one was Think or Swim, which is through Charles Schwab. Jason, how can you make a profit if you're selling a stock for less than what you paid for it? Please tell me. Jason, let's check this out. You ready? Jason, this right here is Yahoo Finance. The stock we're currently looking at this moment in time. It's called Riley, RILY. The current price is $7.41. That's the current price. I'm not going to look at the chart. I'm just going to show you how the numbers work. You ready? If I buy it tomorrow morning at $7.41, okay? If I buy it at $7.41, I'm going to sell it tomorrow for someone else at $6, which is less than what I paid for it. But here's the thing that you're missing. You ready? If I buy it at $7.41, let's bring the calculator up so you understand. Okay, there's the calculator. Let's clear this out of the way. All right. Now remember that price. $7.41 is the current stock price. If I sell it at $6, that would be $7.04, which is not quite right. That's not quite right. The 7 is 72. 6.5 is 99. The 6 is 104. I would lose. Yeah, that's not right. Okay. So the 6 would be last price 146. Current bid is 104. The ask is 221. If we do the last price, 146, I'll be walking away with 746, and the current price is 741. Only makes 6 cents. Yeah, that's not a good thing. Let's go back to Think or Swim. Okay, so here's Riley here. Here's the current price, $7.12. Okay, now if I buy it, covered call, right there, and I'm going to do the 7s, okay, which means I'll be buying it $7.12, selling it at 7. Okay, let's get rid of this. Okay, we're just going to do one contract, not 10. Whoops, too much. 1. Okay, so one contract. Are you ready? I'm buying 100 shares of this Riley stock. I'm selling one contract, 13 March, which means I'm selling it to someone else for less than what I paid for it. Okay, Jason? Okay, this is what it's going to look like. Buy one covered call Riley, 13 March 26, which is going to expire this coming Friday. The $7 call option, my profit's going to be $65. My investment is going to be $635 for one contract. So, calculator. My profit, 65. Okay, 65 right there, max profit. Cost of trade, including commissions and fees, $635. We divide the profit by the investment, $635. That gives us a grand total of 10%. That can't be right, but it still looks pretty damn good. Why not sell covered call on SPY or Qs? Uh-oh. I love it when people ask me that. I'm going to tell you why I don't do SPY or the Qs. You ready? Okay, here we are at Yahoo Finance yet again. Okay, Aubins, you ready? We're going to put in SPY. Okay? Here it is, SPY. See that? Now, before I do that, what I'm going to show you is right here, historical data. Now, historical data is basically going to tell me every single day what the opening price was, what the high price of the day, the low price of the day, the close, the adjusted, and the volume. There's a lot of information there. Actually, decades of information. Okay? The high, the low, the open, the close, the volume. What I want to look at specifically, okay, Aubins, I want to look at the dividends. And the reason I want to look at the dividends is because the dividend is a portion of the profit that they give back to the investors. So currently the price is $672 per share. Okay? So let's take a look at every single dividend this company had, or SPY, the ETF, or whatever you want to call it, for the last 20 years. Now, the last 20 years will go all the way back to 2006. Okay? Now, I'm going to give you a brief explanation of elementary school math. Okay? Now, elementary school math is pretty simple. If you make money, if the company makes money and they give a small portion of that money to the investors, that's you and I, we buy, we sell, we are entitled to a portion of the profits. That's what the dividend is. Now, if the profits increase, so do the dividends. If the profits decrease, so do the dividends. So, as a retired person, I want to invest in something that is consistently profitable. Now, my idea of consistently profitable, hypothetically speaking, 2006, okay, you ready? 2006, let's say it's 10. 2007 will be 11, 12, 13, whatever. Then next one higher, 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 higher. Consistently higher every single year. So here's the thing. In order to become what is called a dividend king, 5 decades of consistent profits. That means 50 years. 50 years, higher, 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 higher profits. Not going backwards. Because once you start losing money, the dividends drop. So let's take a look at the SPY and what those dividends look like. Are you ready? You're not going to like it. 2006, March 17th, the very first dividend. 2006. 51.9. Starting point, 51.9. Next dividend, 55. That's higher. 57. That's higher. 79. That's higher. 55. That just dropped 20%. Do you see that, Aubens? 51, 55, 57, 79, 55. A 20% drop. 65, higher. 71, higher. 77, higher. 64, lower. Hold on. It actually gets worse. Let's keep on going. 64, lower. 66, higher. 69, higher. 71, higher. 56, lower. 51, lower. 50, lower. 48, lower. Do you see what I'm saying? I don't do calls on SPY. The Qs are going to be the exact same. Let's pull those up. Q, Q, Q. Same thing. 20 years ago, all the way back to 2026. There, wait a minute. There it is right there. Invesco QQQ Trust. QQQ right there. $5.99 per share. Let's go back 20 years, which would be 2006 right there. Okay? 2.9. Okay? 2006, 2.9. 2.6, lower. 2.3, lower. 5.4, higher. 2.7, lower. 3.7, higher. 2.6, lower. 5.3, higher. 3.3, lower. 2.8, lower. Up, down, up, down. No, thank you. I want consistency of profitability. This is my assumption of consistency of profitability. Let's go back to 2006. March 8th, 2006, 33. 2007, 36. 2008, 39. 2009, 40, 41, 45. 49, 53, 57, 61. 65, 67, 72, 76, 79, 81, 89, $1.95, $1, 103, 106. Did you notice every single year that number got higher and higher and higher and higher and higher and higher? That is consistency of profitability. QQQ doesn't have it. SPY doesn't have it. That's it for the night. We're going to take a look at questions. That's it. Gen Xer T, ask me tomorrow. BP tomorrow. We'll take a look at Google. I don't know why. They've only have 2 years of dividends. Rich, Steve, how are you doing today? All righty, what else do we got? Taxes. Death is too about life. Yeah. So Andrew was right. Remember I said earlier there's three guarantees in life? Death and taxes are 2 of them. What's the 3rd one? Kahi, how are you today? Auburn's premiums aren't as good, but you can. Thank you. IBM is riding high right now. Thank you, Casey. Bry Guy, at the end of the week, what happens? Do you do anything at the end? Absolutely. Bry Guy, hold on a second. Or does it all happen to you, for you? All right, Bry Guy, here's the thing. Monday, I do most of my buying and selling. Okay, that's why we have a morning trading group. People jump in, join us, and they do watch what we do. Okay? So, every single day. Monday, I do all my buying and selling. I buy my stocks, I sell my options. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday morning, I look at, takes me 5 minutes, what did I buy? What did I sell? Where's it at now? Where does it look like it's going? What should I do next? 5 things. What did I buy? What did I sell? Where's it at? Where's it going? What should I do? That's it. I do that every single day. And on Friday, that tells me, do I roll it into next week? Do I let it get taken away? What do I do? I can't answer the question of Friday with the information we possess Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We got to wait till Friday shows up. Tara just started investing in Mag 7 right before it all started crashing. Ouch. I'm sorry to hear that, kiddo. I really am. Number one, the Mag 7, most of them I don't buy because most of them, the numbers are just crazy. Tara, if you want to have a chat, drop me your number. I'll give you a call. Court 9191. SCHD, no, not consistently profitable. No thanks. Nope. Well, yeah, kind of. But isn't growing old and death basically the same thing? TXO Hey. How about coal? Ooh, I like coals. We'll take a look at tomorrow. If you haven't already, you'll look at it tomorrow. Okay? You're right. Thank you, Andrew. Sepper, what's happening? Okay, fully understand your method, but how about turbulent times like now? Very often the stock price falls, then the next week you get 1%. You need sell a call way below your organic price. Now, I hear what you're saying, but here's the thing. I look at companies that are boring as hell. Take a look at General Mills, Procter & Gamble, Wells Fargo, Bank of America. They don't move very much. The blue chip stocks, they're very unsexy. They're very slow, very small movements. That's what I'm looking for. But are they consistently giving me 1%? Take a look at Home Depot and Lowe's. They don't move a lot. Ketchup, Heinz, Kraft Heinz, they hardly move too. Michael Corey, Macy's, Intel, Wells Fargo, Visa, Adobe. Nope, I don't do Adobe. Albemarle, okay. T. Rowe Price, AT&T, Dow. DE is John Deere. Okay. Jack Tic Tac. You talk about not selling at a loss. If the stock price falls, the option expires worthless. Do you just hold the stock until it goes up? No. I sell an option every single week. Even as the stock is going, dropping. Great. I still sell an option on it. But what you're forgetting is I look at it every single day. So I have a good idea of which direction it's going. And and if needs be, I'll create an alert. So if it's dropping, yeah, I will lower my strike price to have that money coming in. Because remember, the stocks I like continuously increase their dividends. Even if the stock is dropping, they still increase their dividends, which is what I'm looking to do. Okay, consistency of profitability. That's what I'm looking for. The Vigilante. Are you watching oil right now? No. Do you like General Mills? I love General Mills, but unfortunately, General Mills is a monthly optionable stock, so I really don't invest in it. Calibri, MP. Go easy. La Roche. Court, QQQM. It's going to be a no also. I sold the 16 put on Monday. On what, though? SNDK, SanDisk. Okay, thank you, Strong Vision. Utilico, you sold the 16 put on what? WYD tomorrow. Joey, what's WYD? I have no idea. WYD. Who's your daddy? That's disturbing. Okay. It's not popping up. Do you have a book or other teaching form? Yes, I've written 15 books. 15 books, and we created a new how-to, small thing. Sold SoFi 19 weekly calls. Now it's going down. What's your take? Options expire next Friday. Well, if you sold a 19 call on SoFi for next week, that baby's going to expire worthless, which is what you want to do. Because remember, the stock market, you got to do things backwards. If you sell something, eventually you have to buy it back in order to close out that position. So if you sold a $19 weekly call option, it's currently at $18.90. As long as the stock is below 19, you don't have to do anything. But if it's above 19, then you have to do something. Johnny, is Starbucks opens lower tomorrow? Would you still do it? No. Carnival Cruise Line. We'll take a look at that tomorrow. Nope. Trader SC2. Roblox. We'll take a look at tomorrow. Lisbon. We took a look at Micron earlier. SMCI. I have issues. Yeah. S'mores. I don't like SMCI. They're not consistently profitable. The numbers just don't look good to me, and they haven't been around for 20 years yet. Eddie Money. I love Oracle, and I actually have some. Lisa Guild. We'll take a look at tomorrow. What about Hood? Take a look at tomorrow. Rhonda Franco. How often do you get stuck holding it? I don't really look at it that way, because the way I look at it, Rhonda, is if I'm buying a company that's consistently giving me profitable dividend and increasing, I'm perfectly okay with it. Now, can I get a 1% against selling a covered call against that exact same position and collect the dividends as it continues? That's what I'm looking for. Consistency of profitability. Pike 212, how are you? Crypto Tribe, how's that going? That guy Jazz. Macy's is going EX this week. Yes, I know that. 99 Red Baboons. Okay. Smokey, more than 1% of the stock price. I prefer 1%. Yes. Master of Coin. Boeing, I love coin. SanDisk. Yeah, we'll take a look at SanDisk tomorrow. What exchange are you on? What exchange? Now, when you're talking about exchange, you're usually talking about cryptocurrency because they have exchanges. But stock markets are platforms. You betting on oil spikes? Nope. Yes, I'm using Thinkorswim, which is through Charles Schwab. Do I have a Discord server? Yes, I do, but it's a paid service. Pike 212. Good find. Thank you. Rhonda, do you know what you're supposed to go to $100 a barrel? Okay. Don't know, don't care. Okay. I look for consistency and repeatable. A naggy wife? Observer, that's funny. But no, because some people don't even get married, so that's not a guarantee. But, interesting way you're looking at it. Thank you, Eddie Campos. That was nice of you. Scarlett, how are you doing? Asif. Yeah, Asif, I don't like SoFi personally, but if you want to take a look, we'll take a look tomorrow. Thank you, Enza. Ben, how are you doing? Court, what's happening? Which one do you like? Oh, Riley. I like Riley too. Haha, I'm definitely like a number 1 year old. Malik. Utilico. Mr. Pibb is IOOYY. IOYY. I never heard of that one. IOYY. Granite shares yield boost. No options, no thank you, and it's dropping like a rock. Okay. How to do a covered call on Think or Swim when you own the stock. Doug Fry, easy breezy. You want to go over to the spread, which is right over here, and you want to look at single. Okay, that's a single option. Click on single, and then you pick whatever strike price is you want to sell it for. So that's the part where it comes in and say, all right, what did I buy it for? So if you bought it at 27, you're going to want to sell the 27s. So you sell 127. If you bought it for 33, you might want to sell the 30. Yeah, okay, that's going to be an issue. Just take a look at the numbers. What makes sense? Gen Xer, SPXS. Let's take a look tomorrow. Leslie Gerber, I didn't know the ticker. I don't know it either. Be the Walk, FNF, tomorrow. PTCT, court. Do you pay for the dividend calendar? No, it's actually free on Think or Swim, which is through Charles Schwab. Oh, that guy, yeah, you're right. Change is guaranteed, but that wasn't quite what I was looking at. What's the ticker on your screen? I can't read it. T. Rhonda, oil's supposed to go to $100 a barrel. Yeah, I'm aware of that. But it's not something I play. What time zone? Eastern. What company is that in the background? AT&T. Tijuana. Thank you. Rhonda, STM. Tomorrow we'll take a look at it. Yep, I get it. Oil went up 25%. I get it. Niculator, American Airlines, tomorrow. Okay, what do we have here? Okay. Did all those. Court. Derek, how you doing? I think that's the website. I think that's on his website. Yep. Utilico, Hormel, HRL, love it. Doc, I've not been in Diddy's list or Epstein's list, and no one ever wanted to be me. Doc, that's disturbing, but okay. Derek, court, no problem. Don't quote me on it, though. I want to know as well. Okay. I'm kind of curious what that question was. Farmer Dan, CL, Colgate Palmolive. Ooh, nice. Jason, you should show your screen. Can't see. Jason, you can't see that screen? Jason, you might be new here, but just in case you don't know, the screen behind me, this one here, that is available on YouTube live, because right now we're streaming on 9 different platforms, and YouTube is one of them. So you could literally go in the other room, pull up your big screen TV, and pull it up on YouTube. How is your total investment $685 on Riley when the share price is $741? Good question. Usually when you do a covered call, you buy the stock and you sell the option at the same time. You're getting the stock at a discount. That's what that means, because you're buying the stock, you're selling the option. They subtract the option from the stock price if you're doing it in one transaction. If you do it separately, you got to pay the $741, and then you get the premium after that. You walk away with the $685. Same thing. Net of premium. Thank you there, guy. Hopefully that made sense, Phil. Talk to you later. All right, Kevo. Jenny! Haha, this is the most Gen X stream. I love it. James, what you do means what you're doing. Oh, thank you, Miss Jenny, because every once in a while, I'm so old that people have to explain some of these acronyms. Because YDT, WYD, I thought that was a ticker symbol. Derek, what is a dividend calendar on? Oh, that's on Thinkorswim. That's free to download. Dividend calendar is on Thinkorswim platform. Thank you, Camp Road. Tiffany, thank you, Tiffany. Oh, that's it. Done with those. Done there. Are we down here? Oh, look at this. I've officially answered every single question. I told you I would. I'll get to every single question. So that being said, we're going to do the same thing tomorrow. Whatever stocks I didn't get to tonight, we'll do those. My fan, death, taxes, and breathing. No, breathing is not guaranteed. That guy, Monday. Okay. So my fan, and for those of you actually following this, like I said earlier, I wish you were my dad so you could teach me your ways. I love your style. Tara, oh, thank you. Believe it or not, Tara, I got 4 kids. And for the first 30 years, 3 of them wanted nothing to do with what I'm doing. It wasn't until recently that all 4 of them want to know. Because all 4 of them, they're in their late 20s, early 30s. So you know what that means. Late 20s, early 30s, you've been beat up quite a bit. You've been in the marketplace. You've been unappreciated. You've been kicked around. You've been working for a boss that doesn't appreciate you, blah, blah, blah. You work 40, 50 hours a week and all your money's gone. So yeah, it took them 10 or 15 years to realize that profits are better than wages. Thank you. So anyway, my fan, you ready? 3 guarantees: death, taxes, and disappointment. That being said, we're going to do the exact same thing again tomorrow. Hope you guys had a great weekend and see you all on Monday morning or Monday night. So, have a nice day, everyone. My fan think that's funny. And now the end is near, and so I face the final curtain, my friends. They're going to buy a lot of shares of VOO. Ugh. Do you think now is a good time? Now, I can't tell you what to do. Really can't. But I'll tell you one thing. I wouldn't buy VOO. But my goals are different than yours. Okay? So Blaine Bishop, I can't tell you what to buy. I can't tell you what to sell. Okay? What I like are companies that are consistently profitable for at least 2 decades. Now, VOO has a lot going for it. It really does. But it doesn't fit what I'm looking for. Simple, safe, predictable, consistent, 1% per week. I don't do VOO. But you have fun with it. Chat with me tomorrow. We'll take a look at it. Okay? All right. Done, 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 done. That didn't work. Let's try this again. Turn that one off. Turn that one off. Turn that one off. Turn that one off.